All right. So this is someone that most likely there was cheating involved. And this is someone that's looking, right here. This is someone that's, they're looking to, it's almost like after the breakup, they realize that in fact, they do care a great deal. There is a love there. They do want to take things to the next level. Finally, the love was there all along, but they were just, out and about doing whatever they were doing. And this is going to have to be, it's going to take some time. It's going to take time, and they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is. They're going to have to be consistent with their behavior. And it's going to take a lot of initiative on their part, and they're going to have to be willing to be accountable. And not to say that they weren't, but this is someone that, it could have been that they just thought, well, the fact that we love each other is enough and all can be or should be forgiven. That's not the real world. It's a nice sentiment, but it hurt feelings take their toll, and inconsistency and lack of respect and all that, it takes its toll. So this is someone that, by all intents and purposes, looks like they've thought about things and they really do want to take things to the next level. They're probably going to want to rush things, though. We got the Eight of Wands twice here. And it could be that it's more of a realization that they've had. Like, they're just like, you know what, I get it now. That's fine, but it's gonna take applied, consistent effort, though. It can't just be on this, romantic upswing, and it's like, oh my gosh, he told me this, and she told me that, and they did this, and no, this is going to be consistency over time. And this, for all intents and purposes, what shows here is that they really do want this balance. Like, they're ready to settle in. But my only caveat, is be careful. It's not because they've seen what's out there after or past you and they're like, oh God, let me back in, please. This has to be because they truly do want to be with you. And for all intents and purposes, I mean, we've got the Hierophant, Lovers, Two of Cups. So this is somebody that there is a love there. This is also very quick realization that, oh gosh, I love this person. Again, not a bad thing. But just because they had a quick realization doesn't behoove you to go, okay, well then come on in. It's like, no, we've kind of been through it, and let's take things slow and see what happens. I don't want to make the same mistakes again. This kind of feels like Aries reading. But this is about talking things through and maintaining where you're at, and over time, building that foundation, because you don't want this to happen again. You know what I mean? I think they want, this could be them saying, well, I want to feel less like I'm being managed or controlled by you. So it's a trade-off. It is going to be a negotiation. It's going to be a trade-off, because you're like, well, I need to be able to trust you. And you're like, okay, well, you're just going to have to trust me. No, that doesn't work like that. I can trust you when you show me over time. And they're like, okay, well, I'll show you over time when you stop trying to control everything. Well, I'll stop trying to control everything when you show me you're trustworthy. Well, I'll show you. Okay. So there's going to be a negotiation back and forth. You're going to have to come to agreements, and both of you are pretty headstrong. So, and it looks like this time around, though, you're not backing down. You're like, I've got no dog in this fight. I love you, but it's not worth you cheating on me. So either come correct and have a plan of action, or just, what are we doing? And it looks like they want to do this. They just, for whatever reason, it's almost like they felt like they were just being, there might have been an element of control here. With Aries, I think it was more of imbalance, like reciprocity. Right here, it feels like someone's just kind of really, I don't know, there's just a fair amount of control. Perhaps wanting much more exclusivity, or wanting much more your person might be more social or something. And that's not euphemism for cheating. But this is somebody that wants, I don't know, there's a couple of cards here that would speak to it. The way it feels is like they kind of, I'm just going to say it. There might be a maturity issue here, where they're equating settling down and having exclusivity with somebody as boring and not very lively or adventurous. And it doesn't have to be that way. This could be somebody that wants a lot of adventure and activity, and that's part of the reason why they flip-flop and why they might not be as honorable as they have agreed to, like why they cheated or whatnot. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be anything. But the point is, if they equate that with being like, oh gosh, it's so boring, it's kind of like what older people would do or something, then that's a maturity issue. That's a maturity issue. So it could be that you're just ready for that and they're just not, and it's a lack of maturity, or they're younger than you or whatnot. But that's what we're talking about here, is that you're ready and you're like, I'm either in or I'm out. It depends on what is discussed, what you talk about, what you tell me, and don't lie to me because I know the truth. But it really feels like there's going to be this ironing things out, hammering things out, because they find you're wanting to just have things be really steady and even keel. I think they find that boring, or it's kind of like, they just don't like things being so balanced and consistent and reliable. They prefer much more things being on the fly, or things being just, spontaneous and whatnot. So it's, I don't know, I think they like the idea of the stability and the security and whatnot, but it's going to take some time for you to see if they really mean it or not, because just because, this security and stability, it doesn't just magically happen. Is this somebody that wants that? And I'm not going on and waxing poetic here. I'm saying that because this is in the reading. Is this somebody that likes the idea of it, of coming home to the same person and doing, at the end of the day, you and the same person get to, all this and that and the other, but that it takes work. Otherwise, it's just a parent-child relationship, isn't it? Someone coming home and expecting dinner to be ready and not having to do anything but go upstairs and get ready, wash up and come down for dinner. Everything else is done for them. That's a parent-child relationship. That's a kid. That's not. So I just, after that big old long spiel, and it's, what I'm saying is it's represented here. I'm not just going on. That's why this is going to take time. And the fact that this person is, we got some wands here. It could be because they've had this realization now. They're just like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Everything will be fine. It's like, no. There are so many varying degrees of fine. We're going to have to play this out. There's going to be a lot of back and forth negotiation, and I'm going to need to see applied effort on your part, because I know you like the idea of this, but whether or not it's possible is going to remain to be seen, because it takes effort and action. It can't just be this grand, beautiful idea. So, your person might have a lot of heart and initiative and, or innovation, but do they have that on the back end where they can actually see things through to completion and stick to things, or do they get bored and then they end up, 3 days later calling you from, Vegas or something? So it's about them being respectful of your desire for balance and consistency and trustworthiness and all that. And if they can do it, great. If they can't, then, and that's what this is, right? Five of Wands, King of Swords, getting this all out in the open, talking about this, going back and forth, negotiating, finding out this, vetting each other, seeing if because the love is there and they want that, but are they ready for it? It's going to be back and forth, as it should be. I mean, it shouldn't just be right back together after there's been this traumatic breakup or someone's cheated or something. It should be a negotiation. It should be time will tell type of thing. I don't feel like there's anything about this that is unsafe. This does not translate as unsafe to me. What this is about somebody who might not be where you're at, who likes the idea of what stability and security can provide for them, but they might not be ready for it. They might just want to get back in there, and then the same things might start happening again. And what makes me think that is the immediacy. A lot of the wands here, it feels like someone's much more kind of intense and wanting to go get them, and then it's like 3 months from now, where are we? You know what I mean? How's the effort? How are we doing? So, to be fair and bless them, their heart is in the right place. It just might be some tempering of, like, it might have to be like, okay, we got to figure out how this is going to work. We got to figure out how to do this because we both love each other. But we really need to talk and clear the air about what this means to you versus what stability means to me, or what connection means to you versus, like, what are the parameters here. There's a very dynamic relationship. Is it that whole thing where, is it, I'm just going to say it. I don't know how to say it without, just do the best I can, but it's one of those things where somebody gets so, and it has nothing to do with survival, but the way it feels. It's like when someone just gets so bored, that's not it either. It's not bored. It's that they just don't like things consistent and stable. It almost feels like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I don't get out of this house, when they've only been home for 20 minutes. There's this restless, constantly need to be moving and about this. That's what this feels like to me in this situation. And what I'm interested in is what's at the root of that. The devil's not showing up here. But it kind of feels like this person, part of this person, the reason why they're so busy and spontaneous and is because they might not really want to be sitting with the quiet or enjoying the quiet, because things bubble up where they start thinking about things they might not want to think about. So is that why someone's always kind of on the move and kind of, because that's what got in the way here before, is that someone, it might have been one-sided. There wasn't a whole lot of respect for someone's time or contribution. There was cheating. There was somebody always needing kind of some excitement and kind of just busyness and drama and chaos and whatever. And you're like, so that's why you broke up. Here they're coming back saying they're ready for it. But I'm telling you, and I know I keep saying this, Sag, but it really does need to be vetted over time, because while they might want that, they might crave the stability, it's because of that restlessness. That restlessness that they have needs to be addressed. It's entirely possible the energy is reversed here, and I'm reading you, and the cross watchers are going, no, that's not me, that's Sag. Okay, but there's a restlessness quality here. There's somebody that needs a lot of busyness and distraction and chaos and a lot of activity and adventure to keep them distracted from being home on a Saturday night with nothing to do and actually having to think about their life. There's something there. And that's why they make impulsive or bad decisions that led them to this with you in the first place. So here they come wanting back, going, yeah, you know what? I really want to be on the same page. You know what? I want to work things out. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's be stable. You can't just be stable. It takes work. And that's my only caveat. As much as they might want this, bless their heart. And I don't mean that in the, oh, bless their stupid little heart. I don't mean that. It's more than just wanting it. It's a consistent applied effort, and I'm just a little concerned what this is going to look like in 3 months, and that's why I'm like, you need to vet this. It's going to be a negotiation. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of clearing the air. This might even be you two talking to someone about this, and kind of so that you two can get on the same page, because they want to. They look at it. I mean, they want to be on the same page, but what isn't treated is repeated. So best of intentions, they still might go out and do something stupid just because that's their default when they get stressed or when they don't want to think about something, or that unquiet mind, material world. So that could, quite honestly, that could be somebody who prefers a lot of the busyness, a lot of the things, a lot of rather than the internal structure or finding gratification internally, spiritually, emotionally, being able to be settled that way. This might be somebody that constantly needs to be holding on to things and going and doing things, and a lot of busyness and activity and things in it to help them feel secure instead of, and it could be because there's that unquietness, or just as much as they might want to, there's a reluctance to really settle down and have a much more pragmatic approach to things. And when I say settle down, I don't mean like, well, for the rest of your life you're staying home. I just mean someone slowing down and taking a look at things and considering choices along the way, and not just being like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. That doesn't apply here. And it feels like someone's been, it might not look like it on the surface. It might look to everybody like this person is just really successful and vivacious and a lot of fun and just whatever. But I'm telling you, the way it feels, there's something there's something deep in there that is making them want to run, is making them do impulsive things, is making them want to constantly be changing up things, or they just don't really have the stability and consistency has not suited them. It feels very stifling to them. That needs to be addressed. That's what maybe the clearing of the air was about, was that because while there's a love there, you two haven't been on the same page, and it's because of that. But we got the 10 of Cups here. I mean, the 2 of Cups, and the Lovers, and the Hero. I mean, so it's possible, but it's going to take consistent applied effort. And the thing is, they get it. They understand, but it's the getting there and doing it that they might need help with, because everybody has a default. That was 4 Sagittarius. Again, not saying this that, this isn't like just kind of talking and hanging out and kibbutzing. This is intuitively what's shown up in the reading. Oh, the kitty winner is the kitty. Claim your independence. Claim your independence, cat spirit. Kind of seems like you might have already been 1 foot out the door anyway because of what happened. But there's a tendency that, we're 1 foot out the door until we find out someone's already replaced us. And then it's like, wait, what? Could be what's happening here. I feel like this is saying don't commit to anything. This, again, ongoing negotiation and a series of vetting the situation over time, and staying separate from the situation, like not committing and getting right back. And no matter how much they want to wrap this thing up and let's get back together, no. This is like, okay, we're going to take it on a situation day by day basis. This is you being set apart. This is you maintaining your independence throughout this reconciliation negotiation, so that you can. All right, so I turn it this way, don't I? Okay. Ace of Pentacles reversed and 7 of Wands. Good for you. This is not quite ready for things to progress. This is needing more time and needing more evidence for that new beginning that someone might be talking about. This is standing your ground because it doesn't feel right yet. This is you having been through it and been like, nope, I am firm on this. We're going to take our time, or we're going to see how this goes. There's going to be a lot we're going to be talking about and clearing the air here. Good for you. You stand your ground. Because you're talking about somebody that, for all intents and purposes, this is a very meaningful relationship, and they're coming back asking, bless them, but it's not something to be decided overnight. So you stand your ground, and you're being so controlling. Yes, I am. We're talking about the rest of my life. I get to be controlling about that.